All right, guys, we're going to do a quick review on the muscular system, and then we're going to start with slides 11 today. So the muscular system has 4 different functions. The first one is body movement. The second one is something we don't think about. It's pumping the blood throughout your body, which is done by your heart, which is an involuntary muscle. And then moving food through the digestive system, and also then moving the air in and out of the lungs. So those are the 4 functions of the muscular system. So the main key to the health of the muscular system obviously is exercise. We said that muscles work in 2 different actions. They're actually opposing action. One is extension and one is contraction. Extension is lengthening of the muscle, while contraction is shortening of the muscle. So if you are contracting the bicep, that means that the tricep is going to be extending. So that explains how muscles work. The 3 different muscle tissues are skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. So caring for the muscle system is you either use it or you lose it. If you start lifting and you've lifted for an entire month or 2 or 3 and you stop and don't do it anymore, obviously your muscles are going to atrophy and go back to what they were before you started. So the 6 anterior muscles that we were looking at, anterior means front, and we started with the first 3 the other day, and we are going to finish today with the last 3. So the first one was the biceps. We said the biceps sit on right here on the anterior side of the humerus, and the job is to bring the forearm towards the shoulder. And then the second job is supination. If you remember, pour the soup. Pour is like as if you're pouring soup would be pronation, and soup would be supination, which would be going from palm down to palm up motion. The pectoralis major, the pecs sit right here on the anterior side of the chest or the thoracic cage, and the job is best determined by the fly motion, is taking the humerus across the chest. So if you have your arms up and you go down into the weight room and do the butterfly machine, that would be the best example of that action. The rotator cuff, remember, we will not label the rotator cuff. So remember that. We will not label the rotator cuff. You just need to know the function. You can see here how it comes up. It actually caps over top of the shoulder, the humerus, and what it does is shoulder stability, and it keeps the humerus from popping up. This here muscle that's shown is the deltoid. That's the 3-head muscle that caps the shoulder, and underneath that is where you're going to find the rotator cuff. That's why we do not label it. So shoulder stability and also external rotation. So taking the arm and rotating it towards the rear is also rotator cuff. So those are the 3 that we went over. Today we're going to start with the deltoid muscle. I just told you the deltoid here is a 3-headed muscle that caps the shoulder, and its job is to take the arms away from the body, or abduction, abduction. We talked about the abduction and adduction before. So the function of the deltoid essentially is to move the arm away from the body. The abdominals, there's 3 different abdominals. You have the obliques, the rectus abdominis, and the transverse abdominis. So the rectus abdominis are what you know as the basically just the abs. That's you can call them abs. It's right down the center. And the job of that is taking and bringing the, when you're crunching, so you're bringing your shoulders towards your knees. That's where you're going to engage the abs the most. The transverse abs run down the sides here on both of the things, and they're underneath there. And it's actually the natural weight belt that helps to keep your insides in, and very much essential in trunk stability. So like when you're doing the bench press, and once you don't have your hands centered on the bar and it starts to pull you one way or the other, definitely your transverse will engage at that point. Then we have the internal and external obliques on both sides of the abs there, and they do rotation of the torso. So rotate the spine. So those are the 3 different abs. And then we have the quads. The quads sit on the anterior side of in front of the humerus. Sorry, femur. And it's called quads because there are 4 different muscles that make up the quads. And the function is to extend the knee or straighten the knee. So next class period, what we're going to do is look at the posterior muscles. So that's everything for today, guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later.